with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your daily horoscope and energy reading for November 23rd. And on the 23rd, the Sun moves into Sagittarius. Now, the Sun represents in astrology your inner desire, your core, what drives you internally. It's the deep desire within you to pursue anything that you have in your life. Now, your Sun is related to your Sun sign. And so often when people ask about what sign they are, they ask what their Sun sign is. But really, honestly, the Sun sign is just like saying we're Caucasian, right? Or we're African American. Like, it is just a small portion of us. And then we have all of the other planets and all the other factors that make us who we are. But the Sun is definitely a good gauge on how to work with somebody or how to get to know somebody, because you will, if you are trying to appeal to them deeply, then knowing what their Sun sign is and knowing the characteristics of a Sun sign is super helpful. So when the Sun moves into Sagittarius, it means that our core aligns who we are. We align with an energy that is asking us to broaden our perspectives, to think about us, the individual that we are, as a collective, that we actually affect the world. And how do we go about doing that? It asks us to analyze the big picture, you know, and not just about us, because a Sagittarian energy isn't just about them. It's about taking a look at everything culturally, and it's about taking a look at things philosophically and how religion is impacting us and politics. And it's really about taking a look and analyzing everything collectively. So in your life, you're going to take a look at how you are impacting everybody in like a collective mindset. So you'll look at a lot of your relationships. You'll want to socialize more. You'll want to interact with people. You'll want to be a little bit more diverse in your thinking, because I think at this point you're testing boundaries of who you are. And that's what all of these energies have been doing. You know, with Uranus and Aries, it's defining us as an individual. And all of the tests that we're having and all this Uranian energy is just really honestly breaking us out of collective thinking that has conditioned us in really poor ways, poor coping methods, and has really honestly shook us to the core. Now the energies are going in after it's kind of scrambled those eggs a little bit. It's allowing us to lay them in a nice smooth pan and see what are we looking at now? Like, what are we? Who are we? What can we do? How can we serve others? How can we make a positive impact? How can we change our lives? How can we help be of service to others? These are big questions that all of you are going to start to feel an inner desire to take a look at. You're going to want to be more vocal about the world. You're going to want to be more vocal about politics and its impact. You're going to want to debate with people about your opinions, because your opinions mean something, because you're trying to change outcomes. You're going to be much more determined to make a positive impact on people. You're going to be fun-loving and outgoing, and you're going to want to feel the good life, you know, because whenever you plug into Sagittarian energy, and we're going to have a lot of it, and this week is so crammed full of Sagittarian experiences, and really honestly, really testing very limitations within ourselves as Sagittarian energy, the Sun and Saturn align, and then Mercury and the Sun align, and then the Sun's moving into Sagittarius. This really honestly is asking us to take a look at the bigger picture. This is elevated thinking. This is the higher mind. This is the psychology of people. This is philosophy. This is big stuff. So if you guys just stay tuned, I will tell you how this will affect your sun, your moon, or your rising sign. Hi dear Scorpios, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for the sun moving into Sagittarius. Now, for you, this is super positive. I see lots of wonderful energy. Not that I don't see challenges, but I see it being really engaging energy and super challenging energy in a good way. So the way that I see this is so all of this is going to be happening in the second house. And the second house is the house of how you value yourself and what you value and who you and how you define what you value. So it is a house where it's the intangible and the tangible things that you value, but more importantly, it's the intangible. I think for you, this event really is you're going to start to have some pretty intense and deep conversations with those around you about what you value. Now, your ruler in the 12th house right now, it's a very internal house. It's a deep house. It's a house of the karmic house, the house of reckoning, the house of undoing, the house of suffering. It's the house where we put everything where we don't want to completely address. We are going to be aligning ourselves with that house and what we value. So if there's something hidden, if there's something that we hide from ourselves where we lose value in ourselves, this will be addressed in this energy. We're going to be opening ourselves up to it, but broadening our perspective so that we find the meaning, the defining moment in why we align ourselves quite that way and why we lose value in those places. This will be through conversations. This will be through engaging thought. And as we have these conversations, they will then open us up to really engaging conversations. I think that family is going to play an important role, or people that we value deeply are going to play an important role in deciphering where we lose value with ourselves. Why do we settle? Why do we settle in relationships? Why do we settle for conquest versus deep emotional relationships? Where do we then lose our power? Why do we have coping methods that don't align with the power of a Scorpio? And why do we, when we're in these moments, why do we seek to control the outcome versus let it engage us, let it take us away, let it broaden us in specific ways? So we're going to be taking a look at all that. It's going to be a very deep transit for you, especially because we have all this 12th house work. So you have your ruler, Mars, in Libra. This is in relationships in 12th house. There's going to be a lot of revelations in your deepest relationships. Relationships that you align yourself with and that you define yourself as such. This usually is partnering energy. So for some of us, if we have partnerships at work, partnerships at school, especially school, anything at school where if you're of a school age or you're going back to school, you're in school or you teach, these energies are going to be challenging some of these limiting belief systems. Also, how we align ourselves with our personal power, right? Where we seek a solid foundation, that is going to be challenged through conversations. I think what's going to happen is when we do this, it's going to start a healing process that's been in need for some time for many of you as you start to release some of this energy. So this is big ideas. This really is. This is super optimistic energy. You have gorgeous sextiles. Mars in Libra is going to be sextiling Mercury, the Sun, and Saturn in this energy. And this is about aligning yourself with who you are, your sun, your core, your inner self, with your thought process, your day-to-day routines in your thought process, and how you then communicate what you're with your environment, with the people that are around you directly. And then how do you seek comfort or serenity in these environments, and how do you feel good? How do they validate you? Then if they validate you, then are you placing enough value, or are those value systems that you're lining yourself with not quite right? You're going to have to be evaluating all that. Super big stuff. Deep transit for you as you work through this, as it expands you, as it opens you up. You're going to find that you're going to have some really enlightening conversations, especially with your partnerships. You're going to be in a state of, you want to move forward, but I think there's some hesitation with you. I think that you have big ideas and you have a strong vision for the future. I think you're optimistic. I think but you are looking at it in the right way, but I think that there is still something deep within you that holds you back, that doesn't allow you to reach your potential. I think that your family, your sources, your partnerships are going to give you some momentum, some much needed momentum to change these outcomes. And I want you to remove ego. Ego is going to hold you back. Ego is going to keep you stuck and keep you in a limiting belief system and keep you somewhat unwilling and resistant to all of this amazing Sagittarian energy that is really coming in at the right moment for you to align you with who you need to be. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi Sagittarius, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for the sun moving into your sign. So the sun, your desire, your core, yourself, your burning yearn and need is going to be in your sign, which means that you're going to experience a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of powerful thought processes, a lot of expansion, super sunny, optimistic outlook. You're going to be really engaging in this energy. You're going to have a lot of thoughts to express to people and help elevate their thinking. And when you do this, you align yourself with your core yourself, your inner desire to be authentic, to be a deep thinker, to walk about and express yourself, to absorb lots of different stimuli, interpret it, and then help people understand what you see as an outcome. You're going to align yourself with all that again, and that's a really good feeling. Also, your ruler is going to be in your 10th house. This is your career, life path, destiny. This is aligning your sun, your core, your burning desire with where you are supposed to be, where you're supposed to go, how you're supposed to do it. And with your calling, you are going to feel on fire. There's a lot of energy, really honestly, stimulating you and aligning you. We're going to have an alignment in Mercury. Then we're going to have an alignment with Saturn. So you are having a lot of personal planets in your energy, aligning you with the way that you think, with the way that you have control over your outcome, with your goals, with your ambitions, with your desires, with your hopes, with your dreams. There's going to be a lot of energy stirring about you and really emphasizing you. So your ruler in the 10th house is going to be trining Pluto and Capricorn in the 2nd house, and it's going to be opposing Chiron. Chiron is this wounded healer that's going to go in and start to heal as you start to have some challenging conversations. Now, anytime we're in a trine, it's a harmonious flow of energy in your personal power. So I want to say that you don't feel especially stimulated to make any changes in outcome. Trine can be a very powerful energy to tap into if you do so. It can also make you feel like you don't want to change anything because everything is going so easy. So why should you? You know what? Your career, life, path, destiny is aligning with your foundation and the way that you're directing yourself in your life. And so why change it? Why broaden yourself in those areas? I want to say broaden yourself in those areas because that's when expansion happens, and that's when we feel that we start to discover oneself. We start to align ourselves with oneself a little bit easier. And if you have an easy flow of energy, then it just seems like the right information comes along at the right time. So it's a really powerful energy source to align yourself with if you want to, if you so choose. If you have a lot of things going on in your life and that's not an area that you want to focus because you are dealing with other things outside perspectives, then I say fine. This is about really honestly being determined to make changes in other people's lives, and you're going to have such a harmonious flow of energy. It's going to be super easy for you to do that if you so choose this harmonious energy. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi, Capricorns. This is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for the Sun moving into Sagittarius. And for you, all of this is going to be happening in your 12th house. Now, the 12th house is the house of reckoning, of your undoing, of suffering, of where you work behind the scenes to resolve issues that are internal. It's the house of the unconscious. It's a super big house. So for you, your ruler is going to be expanding areas where you feel limitations internally. So Saturn is going to be conjunct Mercury in Sagittarius and conjunct the Sun in Sagittarius. Now, your ruler this week is going to be aligning with Sagittarian energy with Mercury, and it is going to be aligning, it's going to be aligning with the Sun. So you need to figure out what it is that you deeply want on an internal level, what you need to align yourself with and what you need to align your purpose with. This is asking you very deep questions about the meaning of life. Where are you going? What do you contribute to life? What is your career, life, path, destiny? What do you have to give others? How are you doing in that aspect that you have in your life? These are very big questions. I do deeply believe, because there's so much beautiful energy, that as long as you're not staying stuck in rigid belief systems and you want to find a way to control and harness this energy and make it go your way, then you're going to experience that square in Neptune. But I think for the most part, you aren't. I think for the most part, this is going to be very mentally stimulating energy when on the down low, when for you personally, it's not going to be in like your environment, your direct environment. Where it's going to be stimulating you is mentally. And so for you, I think it's about opening yourself up and taking a look at everything. You're in a good place. Your foundation is starting to be something that you feel that you can really identify yourself with. I think that you're having very positive ideas. I think that you're having, you're feeling very confident. You're feeling very action oriented at this point. You want to make some changes. And so what's happening is that you're aligning yourself with your vision for the future, with your outcome. And I really believe that because the holidays are coming up, you have a really fun and sunny outlook. Now, I believe that there is something that you're thinking about, but I think that every time you think about it, I think that you limit yourself in this belief system. And this has to do with your career, life, path, destiny. I think as a collective thinker, I think that you fall into place in areas in your life where you let people guide you into that next step that you're going to do, even though you're goal-oriented in the complete outcome. You let collective thinkers somehow like push you in the direction that you have to go. But what I think is going to be incredibly interesting in this energy as we move forward and we go through all these alignments and we go through this transit, and it challenges our perspectives. What I think that you're going to find is that where you're thinking right now, I don't think that's where you're going to be aligning yourself with in the near future, because I think that that area is being tested tremendously in these energies. I think that as long as you allow yourself to be somewhat dreamy, somewhat vulnerable, somewhat idealistic, I think that that will then open you up. I think sometimes you can tend to get more Saturn regulated, and so you want to you're so concerned with controlling your outcome that you get caught in limiting belief systems, and therefore that lowers your vibration, and therefore, you withdraw and you become introspective in this energy, and you don't allow it to get you out there, get you engaging, get you having fun, get you going to parties, and having people stimulate you with lots of information and new belief systems and enchanting ideas and dreams. Opportunity is everywhere around you if you let it in, if you let it stimulate your mind in a different way. Then you can go home and think about it and find a way to process all the new information. There's lots and lots of new information. This is about taking a look at your life as it stands right now on the day-to-day level, and then looking at it way down the line, like career, life, path, destiny, dreams, hopes, wishes, that kind of stuff. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner. This is going to be a gorgeous transit, and I can't wait to talk to you about what's going to happen for you throughout this entire week, because it is going to be a game-changing week. Thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi Aquarius, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for the Sun moving into Sagittarius. And for you, all of this is going to be happening in your 11th house. Saturn is going to be in the 11th house, which is your ruler, and then Uranus is going to be in your 3rd house, which is your other ruler. So for you, Saturn is going to be conjunct with Mercury and conjunct with Sagittarius. So this is a lot of stimulating energy in your hopes, your dreams, and your wishes, as well as your friendships and social networking, and how you go about maintaining that social perspective. This is about your long-range vision. This is about your basic character aligning with where you're at. Who you attract as friends are who you are as a human being right now. So it is very important to validate all of your friends if that is where you are aligning yourself with. Now, Uranus in Aries is going to be opposing Venus in Libra and squaring off with Pluto in Capricorn. So to me, this suggests that there is a power struggle. There's a power struggle within your relationships. Not only your relationships, but the relationships that you define as family, as your significant relationships. And this is where what you're trying to do is take stands for some emotional fulfillment. You deeply feel that you need that. What I think that you fear at this time is you fear that there are things that need to be revealed, and that could happen through some of your friendships. And as these friendships tell you information or broaden your perspective about where you are at right now in your life, and even relationships could do this, it allows you to see what's hidden. And I think that some of this has to do with what's hidden within inside yourself, where you have some blocks, where you have some limitations, where you have some things that when you align yourself with certain people, friendships, partnerships, you could be aligning yourselves based in fear and not necessarily out of alignment with strength. So that could be the challenging aspects that you have in this. I do believe that you're trying to take these powerful stands and you're trying to overcome something, but I wonder at what reason are you trying to overcome this stuff? So what Saturn is going to do, and what all the Sagittarian energy is going to do, is really challenge your perspectives, challenge you. That's why you've been having so many quincunxes and squares and oppositions in all of your rulers, is because you are being challenged and emphasized in how you look at your life and how you align yourself. And then and it is worthy of validating these sources, because it's like, why do you align yourself with who you align yourself with? It's a really crucial question, because others often reflect who we are as a person. And so friends may be somebody that you can deeply validate as a source of awareness of where you're at. You will find that there will be information, there'll be things to think about on a day-to-day basis. But that day-to-day life and the way that you live it, and the way that you pick your partners, and the way that you live day-to-day with your partners, is going to give you reflection about maybe some of the places that you have some empty buckets. I call them empty buckets, where you're deficient, where some of your insecurities lie. And as you go through this and you travel through this transit, you are going to open yourself. Information is going to be a great source of comfort if you start to research and look at your life as you go through this transit, and you start to align yourself and be truthful and honest with yourself about where your deep passions lie. And then why aren't you striving for those passionate areas? Why are you aligning yourself probably with areas where it's like you're aligning yourself with deficiencies more than you're aligning yourself with your strengths. And you've got to understand and deeply process why you're doing that. Friends could be a great source. Family members could be a great source of why you do that. But I do think that you're going to feel some strife and some expansion in this. This will initially lead to some very big personal transformation and rebirth of new ideas, new ways of thinking, new ways of aligning yourself, who you align yourself with, more importantly, what friends you align yourself with moving forward, because you want these to be very strong people that you align yourself with. This is going to be a very intellectual energy for you. You're going to be thinking through a lot of this and processing this information, and in turn, it's going to be broadening you and elevating you. It's a long transit, and it gets aspected pretty intensely this week, so I expect some pretty big expansion in this area as you move through this week about how you want to align yourself moving forward. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi Pisces, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for the Sun moving into Sagittarius. And for you, all of this is going to be happening in your 10th house. Now, Neptune, your ruler, is going to be conjunct with Chiron, really going in there and cleansing you and washing you clean of like very old, deep karmic issues. And to do that, sometimes that has to happen in what I call challenge. And so challenge would be this squaring energy that I see. So your ruler is going to be squaring off with Saturn, squaring off with Mercury, and squaring off with the Sun, all conjunct, working together. So you have a lot of opposition, and your ruler is also squaring off with Mars in Libra. So this is about transforming, expanding your consciousness, expanding your awareness of your environment. This is about really processing the word limitation, really processing how you outwardly express disappointment, or how you express limitations inside of yourself. How do you say the word no? You know, so many of you have a hard time saying the word no. I think, sorry, my nose is itchy. In this energy, you're going to find that there's a partnership that's going to challenge and want things their way, and they're used to telling you how to get it your way, but they're challenging the way that you cope, the way that you move forward, the way that you deal with emotional issues. They don't particularly like it. And so this significant partnership in your life is going to be asking you to take a look at things and open yourself up to a different way of doing things. This person is deeply intimate to you and means a lot to you, and I believe that as you process how you want your life to go, and as you look at it from a broad point of view, and as you think about where you manifest your potential, you really do need to take a look at the way that you regulate yourself throughout your life, and what direction you're pointing yourself in, and how you align yourself. How you align yourself, especially with ego gratification. So this partner may ask you to come in, and they may humble you a little bit in how you see yourself, especially if you have a very narcissistic personality, or a very pleasure-seeking type personality, where pleasure-seeking comes before relationships. I think you may find that you may quincunx in that area, and you may be surprised on the conversations that you have. Now, through these conversations, it's going to open your personal perspective up, the way that you align yourself. And through that process, I mean, this is going to be an emotional issue for you. And as you deal with this, as you align yourself with it, there may be stands that you need to take, and there may be stands that you need to open yourself up to. There may be personal concepts and theories and expansive mindsets that you may not have validated before, that you may, because you care enough about this source, may actually want to validate. And this is about, really honestly, synthesizing the way that you take the facts in your life and you align them with your personal experience, or with your partner's personal experiences. So if they've went through something and they're advising you how to get through that thing, then you could validate them enough to say, well, I don't want to make that same mistake. I'm going to validate them as a human being and their life experience, and I'm not going to make the same mistakes. It's very important energy to really process and to understand. This energy is going to make you feel somewhat vulnerable, and it's going to be kind of emotional for you, because this is about trust. This is about opening yourself up. This is about really aligning yourself with your partner and really understanding that the communication that they're sharing is really to enlighten you, to soften the world for you. This person cares enough about you to spend time having conversations with you. So validate that source, validate them, and then move forward. And I mean, weigh it out. This is about aligning yourself with others' perspectives, but not allowing you to be mutable and just go along. That's the challenge in this energy. This is about regeneration and growth from this personal experience. This is about moving forward. So out of opposition, often we find some of the greatest growth. And so align yourself with this and become vulnerable and open yourself up to this relationship and this desire to be emotionally fulfilled by this person, because I believe that this deeply has something to do with aligning yourself with one particular relationship for you. I don't know why, it just screams it to me. But anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event.